Hey y'all, it's Amanda from Reach, and today I'm going to show you how to use Reach for relational organizing. And relational organizing is really just organizing. It's the work you've been doing to get your friends and family or your neighbors or coworkers, anyone that you know personally, activated for your cause, whether it's for a specific candidate campaign or for an issue-based campaign that you're working on. And so I'm going to show you how to kind of go through a relational organizing workflow with Reach by starting with people you know and your own phone contacts. And so I'm here in the Targaryen for Westeros campaign. I'm on my Reach home screen, which is filled with action cards and different tasks for me to complete for my campaign. And my first task here is to add my friends and family to my network in Reach by importing my contacts. So in order to build out the list of people I know, I'm going to start with people in my own phone by importing them into Reach. And so when I tap that call to action button, I'll go to my network tab where I manage all of my personal relationships with voters in this Game of Thrones world. And so the first step to build out my network is to import my contacts of people that I know into Reach. And so when I tap this import from my contacts button, it'll bring up my contact list where I can start importing people. So if this is your first time ever using contact import, you'll see a really brief tutorial that explains the different main steps and how to match up each individual person. But for now, since I've used it before, it'll take me straight into my match screen. And so I can select everyone if I'd like to import, or I can search for specific people, either by their name or area code. So I could search for some Lannisters to find some of them, or I can even filter by area code, which the area code in this Game of Thrones world is 929, to pick all of the people that I want to import. And so once I've selected everyone and I search for matching voters in Reach, it'll take me into my search results screen where I'll see all of my contacts and the number of possible matches for those people in my organization's voter file. And so the next step as a user is to verify that the match is correct by tapping into one of your contacts and matching them up. So Aria is really easy. I see one possible match for my contact. I see some basic information about Aria, like an age range and an address. So I'll confirm that Aria is correct. I'll have a contact information section where I can choose to select different phone numbers if I have more than one or remove contact information from the import. And then the last step is to pick my relationship type with Aria. So your Reach campaign might have custom relationship types that you can choose from to pick how you know the people in your network. In this campaign, we have a lot of choices. Some organizations might have 2 or 3 or one default type. And so once you pick your relationship type and add them to your network, it'll immediately take you into the next voter to do the same thing. So Cersei is also super easy. I have one possible match for Cersei, so I'll confirm she's correct. I'll leave this all the same and add her to my network. And I can pretty quickly go through the next few contacts and go through the same process. And sometimes when you're going through this process of adding people to your network, you'll wind up with more than one possible match. And that happens, right? My friend Bobby Baratheon could either be Bob Baratheon over on Union Avenue or Robert Baratheon down in Storm's End. And so the second Robert is my correct choice. So I'm going to confirm he's correct and add him to my network. And sometimes you don't find a match at all. In this case, it's because I have somebody with a nickname. It's this guy T-Lan, who's actually Tyrion Lannister. And so I can go ahead and search for him again and edit this so I'm searching by a real name. So instead of T-Lan, I'm going to search for Tyrion Lannister. And so then I'll go to find matching voters and I'll go ahead and see an option for Tyrion. So now I see Tyrion over in Casterly Rock. If I still can't find the person, even after editing my search, you always have this button to add them as a new person. And so this creates what's called a reach add, a brand new person who's not already in your organization's voter file or membership list or whatever data set you're using. But Tyrion I found a match for, so I'm going to add him to my network. And so now that I've finished this import, when I head back out to my network screen, I see all of those people here. So everyone with their relationship type, and I can go ahead and start getting in touch with them. And so depending on my organization's goals, there's a few different ways I can get in touch. I can go through and message each person individually, which I'll show you how to do in a second, or I can talk to everyone all at once by using an action card. So back on my home screen, I finished my first task to add my friends and family to my network and Reach, so I'm going to check it off. But my next task here is to get out the vote with my network. So it's really close to election day, and I want to make sure everyone I know personally either has voted early or has a plan to vote. And so I'm going to use this action card to contact my network. And what this action card type does is it brings up your own network list where you can go through every person you know personally and message them with the same pre-filled message, the same contact script that your organization has created. So you can easily tell everyone the same thing and make sure that everyone is voting from here. And so I'll see a list of everyone in my network and I'll have a send button next to them where I can go ahead and get in touch with them about our organizing work. So I'm going to start with my friend Tyrion. And so when I tap the send button, I'll see different options I can use to get in touch with him. Since I have a phone number and an email, I can call or text or send him an email. I have an other option. So if I want to message Tyrion using a third party app like WhatsApp or Facebook Messenger, I can do that. But I think I'll just shoot him a text. So I'll choose my text option here. It'll pull up my friend Tlan, and I'll go ahead and send him that message. And so once I've sent him that message, now I'll see him with a green arrow instead of blue because I've already contacted him. And the reason Tyrion won't move to the bottom is because I'm sorting my network by date contacted. You can always change how you're sorting it if you just want to have people in alphabetical order. You can even filter for a specific relationship type or tag using these filter bars at the top. But for now, I just want to go through and make sure I've contacted everybody in my network. So I'm going to contact Aria next. So I'll tap the send button, go ahead and text her. And so I'll send that message as well. And so Aria is also turned green. And so now that I've contacted 2 people, I've actually been earning points for all these activities. I've earned 20 points for the 2 people I've contacted. And so I can go through everyone on my list and send them one by one to make sure I get in touch with everybody with that same pre-filled message. And from the screen, something you can do as well is record survey responses. So if my friend Tyrion comes back to me and he says, "Thank you so much for asking if I know how to vote. I actually love your candidate, Danny. I've even already voted for her." I can tap into Tyrion's name to pull up his profile page and record that information. So I can go down to my primary survey question and mark him as a 1, and then go into the rest of my custom survey questions to record any other information he's told us that might be relevant. And so within this card, I can manage all of my contacts for the same message. When I go back out, I see that Tyrion has a colored bar next to his name. He has a green bar since we marked him as a 1, a fan of our candidate in our primary survey question. And so this is a really streamlined way to use one concrete piece of messaging to get in touch with everyone you know. But also, if you want to get in touch with people one-on-one, you don't necessarily want to use the same pre-filled script. You can do that directly from a voter's profile page. So if I go back to my network and tap into Jamie, for example, when I'm on his profile page, I'll have contact actions at the top I can choose from. And so I can tap the message button to see a list pop up that says choose a script. So instead of messaging Jamie with that one pre-filled message that's determined by my action card, I can pick from some other messages or even start with my own empty message to get in touch with him in another way. And so I have all the same choices. So when I tap use this script, I can also choose whether to send him a text or send him a message from another app as well. Awesome. Well, so that's the relational organizing workflow with Reach. Thanks so much, y'all.